back in the room, what is happening with everybody in there?
Rain's finally, calmed back down. It's like, all right, so we need to finalize our plan. And I think I have a few leads. But first, I need to be sure about something. And she's gonna wait for Quinn to come back.
So, is the mind sex done? Quinn will say as he walks back in.
How long have you been planning against me?
Who?
You.
Eh, the moment we had our first meeting.
You know, Darren, Aya, and Lun warned me about your message.
What message?
She's gonna play it back.
She plays back the message that you had sent them, warning them against Rain.
I see my message was well received, if not followed.
Quinn, I don't have a lot to say, but I think it's time we revealed our hands.
Okay. Are you willing to part with this idea of bringing the Reapers to your galaxy?
What? Why do you not want the Reapers brought to my galaxy?
Because of the untold casualty count.
Which will all be faced by Cerberus. That's why I'm bringing them there, because Cerberus is the only one that's prepared for them. My galaxy is the only one that's prepared for them.
Prepared? There is no preparing for the Reapers.
There is if you
only
have
dying.
other Reapers.
Yes, but who says that those Reapers aren't going to be broken from their control when the opposing, the amount of variables that could go wrong,
There
and there
is
is
no
against.
way to know one way or the other. Do you have a better idea of who would better be suited to take these casualties?
Nobody. My universe. Everything is already dead. We evacuate the vault. We take the fight to them.
Can I pause, please?
Go ahead.
So
I know. I'm sorry, Angel. I'm sorry.
It's not completely your fault. It's not completely your fault. I do want Faith and
Salo
Quinn and Salo to be involved in this discussion. So it's just as much on Jessica. It's just as much on Jessica and Quentin to push themselves into this conversation as it is for Rain and Salo to push back.
Shogun to pull back.
So I understand, Jessica and Quentin, if you guys prefer to be a little bit more passive during these kinds of things, but I am encouraging you guys to push yourselves into the limelight a little bit more to allow Rain and Shogun to pull back from the limelight. I do want you guys to try to challenge yourselves to involve yourselves more, especially considering how there's only one more session left. So
Right.
So I spoke with Shogun earlier, and I think I might have mentioned something in the spells about trying to make sure that the spotlight is shared, but you guys have to meet them halfway. I can't have you guys being passive participants during something like this. I need you guys to try to interject or try to say something, and they will let you speak. Okay?
Okay, I'm gonna do complete cards on the table. I'm including everybody into this. Quinn is going to be So I'm going to tell you everything I have been doing, and the complete plan is going to be laid out before you guys.
The Crucible was something that Quinn brought up to me, and I'm following his lead, because that was something that Shogun came up on his own and sent me information about, because I wasn't even going to think about the Crucible until he brought it up. And that's what Project Perseus is about. What Cerberus is doing, Cerberus has nothing to do with the Crucible, as far as you know.
So Project Perseus as a whole has been green-lighted.
Because my understanding, if it's been a while since I've read it, is you guys are trying to rebuild the Crucible, correct?
Yes, that is my plan. That is where all my resources. The Crucible is almost finished in the Red Galaxy at New Pagilia.
So, Quinn will probably explain to you that the Crucible has been completed. It's in the Red Galaxy. Now it's open to discussion as to where you're going to put it if you're not keeping it in the Red Galaxy.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm planning on invading the Dead Galaxy, my galaxy, the Purple Galaxy. I'm planning on recruiting all the people of the Vaults. I'm planning on taking them back to the Red Galaxy. It's a 3-part plan. Perseus is 3 branches. Epsilon, the construction force. Theta, relief effort and medic corps. Stigma, the army, the powerhouse of Perseus. And Perseus is in charge of them all. I have created Perseus in attempts to thwarting all efforts against the Reapers. We have constructed the Crucible. The plan? We're going to get all our people, we're going to bring them back to Perseus, fill our ranks, ally ourselves with the Red Council, get as much help as we can. Then we're going to invade the Dead Galaxy, my galaxy, the Purple Galaxy, connect it to the Citadel, and redo what Shepard did in the Red Galaxy. Destroy them all.
I have points I want to interject, but I don't know what to say beyond that. By the way, Grinnell's equated Quinn to Maximilian and Rain to Delwyn.
That's interesting. I would have done the opposite, but that's interesting. But if it's what Grinnell sees, then that's what Grinnell sees.
He, from what I've seen from Grinnell's point of view, so that with their arguments with that, he's very serious and solid, me focused and stuff like that. And Rain is a little bit more espionage, sneaky. Also,
Oh, don't. Just wait until she reveals her hand. You have no idea what she's been doing. Shush. While Quinn is explaining that, she's gonna ask Gwenail if he'll go ask Maelstrom and bring up Joker and Tadashi, because this is her part of the plan involves them, and she can just say Archer's watching us.
So Salo was about to say something. Yes.
Yeah.
While Joker and Tadashi is about to go.
Yeah. How are you planning to lure all of the Reapers from every universe into Purple so we can at the same time?
Because we're going to attack their stronghold, the Citadel.
We don't know if they have a stronghold in Purple or not. They've destroyed everything and have started, invading other galaxies now.
Yes, but our universe has quite clearly been their launching point. By singling that and in every galaxy, in every plan, it all starts at the Citadel. By singling that they're not done yet, that they have somehow made a mistake with the Reapers who are obsessed with perfection, well, then they will most certainly come running to fix their quote-unquote mistake and ensure perfection.
I like your plan, Quinn. I really do. It has less complications than trying to wrestle away whatever weapon it is that Cerberus has in the Yellow universe. The only qualms I have is that we aren't sure what's going on in Purple Citadel. If we can figure that out before we put all of our cards in that boat, that would be great. Because right now I would say that uncertainty is about the same size as the uncertainty of going with Rain's plan in Yellow.
Yeah, we would have to send in a scouting team or scouting team in some way to figure out what they're doing in Purple, and then we could make our plan from there. But I don't see how we could do it without them noticing, the lone ship or whatever.
Do you know who you're talking to? I am Quinn Narnupa-Ugilia. I am the best stealth engineer in the world.
Yeah, but do you really think that you can track?
Yes.
They won't be able to track a signal from that far away, that strongly, to reach the Citadel to find out what's going on?
Yes, I do.
You're willing to bet the lives of your friends and families on it?
Absolutely not. What's
Then
your
at least...
plan?
Okay. There's a reason why I've called Joker and Tadashi here. So I need to get this all out in the open.
This place is made of wood, Joker says.
Why does this always
Oh.
impress all of you?
Sorry about that. Go ahead, continue, Captain, Joker says.
Quinn, can I ask you one thing?
Sure.
Why do you want to destroy them all?
Because they're abominations. They are not. No, they're not abominations. They are power incarnate. Any force that gains control of the Reapers instantly becomes God. Their will is truth. Their power is undeniable, and they are the ultimate.
Would you say you
There
hate
is no-
them?
More than anything else in the world, even more than you.
Then let me be an experience as to where hate will get you. There's a reason why I've kept you on this long. I was trying to show you that all following hatred does is lead you into surviving in a hell of your own creation. I'm a part of Cerberus. I'm not just a little grunt either. I'm the one that helped the elusive man get to where he is. I'm the opposite of Chen. I am the second.
Interesting. I've already deduced this. Well, not really deduced. This is more of my natural paranoia sort of paying off right now. But, okay. Why don't I kill you now?
Salu, is it? Can you explain to me what they're talking about?
Cerberus is a... Oh, wait, no. Salo.
Stella will give him the basics of the politics in the universe.
Right.
Does
Just to
Faith
save time.
Follow react to her saying that she's in Cerberus?
Yeah, he's a little... He's reserving his judgment for the moment.
Faith?
She might have suspected something was up, considering that nobody has detected anything yet on what they're doing this far, but she hasn't said anything about it. She wanted to wait and make sure that her hunch was right or not. She didn't want to jump the gun on it.
The thing is, Cerberus... Well, I can't even blame Cerberus for that one. Everything that is wrong with the Yellow Universe is my fault. I have a duty to try and fix it, don't I?
You do.
I
That's
don't.
good that you try to. It sounds good that you try to solve whatever issues that you make. As I'm putting together to try to understand whatever your predicament is here, you seem to be in
All of it is my fault. That's why we need to bring the Crucible to the Yellow Universe and use synthesis to give the minds back to the husks that have already been through enough. We have a responsibility to save lives, not destroy all of them.
Well, it seems like you
Well-
are both in a position of power, and you both have very good plans. Why not just combine them? Why not, instead of bringing the Crucible to Purple, we use what Quinn has done, and we bring it to Yellow, and kill two birds with one stone?
I will not settle for the Reapers being released to their own free will. I will only settle for their complete and utter destruction.
Well, let me finish first, then. I know how you feel, Quinn. I watched as fire swept over my homeworld, and watched every single person that I knew or cared about go up in flames. I didn't have anybody to turn to. I let that hate control me, and that led me to Cerberus. I fought for years in the Reaper conflict. I know what the face of your Earth, what the face of your universe looks like. And I'm trying to make that right, whether it kills me or not. I don't have anything anymore. Cerberus has my entire species at gunpoint, making sure I stay on my best behavior. They've already killed Darren to ensure my good behavior. They sent me a message. I disobey them, people die. And if I don't bring these parts, these Reaper parts, to them, everyone else dies too. You called me selfish, but I have nothing to be selfish for. Anything. Everything has been taken.
Still, the threat of Cerberus must come second to the Reapers.
Then we take them both out. Whenever we take the Reaper parts back, and the Crucible appears there as well, the Reapers know what that means. A giant threat is a much more attractive lure than you attacking their maybe stronghold. It's a direct threat to all of their power.
Then why not go with synthesis?
That's
The
why I
elves will
proposed
have
bringing
free
them to
will,
Yellow.
and they will not obey the elusive man.
That's why I proposed bringing them to Yellow, and Tadashi and Joker know people to contact to get the Alliance on our side. I can get the Quarians on our side. Cerberus and their controlled Reapers can take the brunt of the attack while everyone else lies in ambush. I even have information to fill in any gaps, and she'll hold up like the chip that she got from our session.
Nilo will then say, so what you're trying to say is, if we bring the Crucible to Yellow, that will draw all of the Reapers from Purple to Yellow, which means when we fire off the Crucible, it will affect not only the Purple Reapers, but also the Yellow Reapers as well.
Yes.
And
Killing two birds with one stone instead of just one galaxy.
yes,
Inquiry.
and then the Reapers will have free will to do as ever they wish. Again, they're unstoppable. No one. What's to stop one Reaper from suddenly declaring, "I want to rule this entire galaxy"? And what's to stop that Reaper from doing just that?
It's been 3 years.
I
In
think
green.
if it was gonna do that, it would have already happened in Green Galaxy.
Exactly.
I kind of have to agree with Quinn here. 3 years isn't a very long time in the grand scope of things. Empires rise and fall over eons. Who's to say that long after we're dead, that one Reaper who has gained independence through synthesis decides that, hey, I'm going to be king of the galaxy now. I agree with everything in Rain's plan up until the synthesis part.
Well,
Hold
It's
on. What's
pro-
to
Let Faith speak. Go ahead.
stop, if we were to use destroy, would that affect any on the Green Galaxy? Would that destroy the people who have been synthesized?
No, the destroy option will not bear. The Crucible power is great and immense, but it will not cross the barrier between realities.
Right. It'll affect that reality. It would only do that is if you brought the Crucible to green and chose destroy. It would destroy all life in green if you did that.
I'm going to Pakistan real quickly. So, all of this world crossing and destruction of this vast threat that I see the glimpse of the Reapers and such. One question. You being here, does that draw any possible attention of us having to deal with something that we are
Absolutely unprepared to face? Absolutely.
We are not.
absolutely not.
It shouldn't, because you guys wouldn't pose
You're not
any real
advanced
threat to
enough
the
to be a
Reapers.
target for them.
But they might soon. They already have flying ships.
And did we not just give them EZO?
But if we do this now, then there won't be the problem. Also, what stops a Reaper with synthesis deciding he's king of the galaxy another Reaper with synthesis that decides, no, you're not. It doesn't matter how much we worry about what's going to happen after we're
What
all
ifs.
dead. We can't change that. We can only do what we think is best right now. And
And
what
I
I
think
think is best is saving more lives.
Is a question. So you'll only help to defeat, to destroy these Reapers. How many times if you have throughout these different worlds to save multiple things, to multiple worlds to go through this,
yes.
if it were to be any problem for one side to destroy, what would happen if it doesn't work? And
Then
that's
everyone
all.
dies.
So you have one shot.
Yes.
Essentially, yeah.
That is correct.
And is it not possible to have a backup plan other than cower and die?
We had a backup plan, our people. We cowered in a vault while all of our loved ones and family members and entire races actually were exterminated and harvested for their organs.
Horrific.
Truly. But the best way to assure all peace for as long as possible is to make certain that the Reapers never exist ever again. It will come in great many costs, but it is the only way to ensure peace.
So let me get this straight.
It's this giant gamble that hopefully the Reapers are peaceful, that hopefully that they will see the error of their ways and not abuse the massive amount of power at their fingertips.
And also, Nilo says, if you destroy, it will not only affect the Reapers, but it will also affect all of the pesky Geth as well.
And also all technology, so...
I don't think that we could coordinate enough to where we free the Reapers in yellow and then immediately start attacking purple. We haven't cross-dimensional communication to the second yet. So there could be a gap of time, maybe 10 minutes, maybe months before the message from purple gets to yellow saying, hey, we're about to start the attack, free the Reapers so they can be lured here. I think that there is much less collateral damage if we bring the Reapers to Yellow Universe. Because as soon as they're all there, we fire the Crucible and everyone's dead. We know that time frame. We don't know the time frame of how coordinated. It's on Cerberus to free their control of the Reapers and an offense in the Purple Universe. It's too much.
I don't get why we can't just secretly warn civilians. We could get as many civilians away from wherever you're gonna bring in the Reapers. Have someone... You said you're gonna connect the Crucible and the Citadel, right?
Yes.
Have someone on the Citadel ready to close enough to where they can get to the Crucible and fire it. Open the portal. Have the Reapers come through and fire quickly before the Cerberus can even have a chance at doing anything.
I also have a way to
get
get
as minimal as casualty as possible, because there's going to probably be casualties. No matter what we do.
What about you, Solo?
I think that we should bring the Crucible to Yellow Universe. Ready to go. Hooked up to the Citadel and everything. Just go. Bring it in there as soon as we have all of the Reapers that we need in there and fire it. If we have, like you said, the bottleneck somewhere in unpopulated space, they'll have very little time to get anywhere with population before the Crucible fires and it's over.
I agree.
It sounds like majority of us are majority of us agreeing to bring it to yellow and firing it in yellow.
Connor, I filled up my notebook. Can you get me another one?
Destruction.
Connor will.
Whether or not we do synthesis or destruction, I think that kind of philosophical question is above my head. I acknowledge my own bias against artificial intelligence.
Again, I don't have any place with all you personally in your stakes with these worlds and the Reapers and everything. I do not mean to influence anyone's particular decision. And it sounds like there's some kind of multi-world cataclysmic war going on here. But I know when we did our decision, when we had to put our we took an account for beyond ourselves, the world that we knew and the world that we lived in. And what decision to do for that. Every world, the one that we lived in, at first we thought one needed to be fixed. But we couldn't fix it because the world would be still. Every life that mattered. It was a war, a big challenge, and there will always be casualties. But if there has to be at the risk of an entire world dying, then that is not a casualty. It's genocide. I don't know what all of this means. I just want to say that from my experience, to make sure that you are not just thinking of your world. Especially since now that you have joined us here and we have armed ourselves here, that could lead to further them coming to our very different worlds now as well. Keep looking forward is all I have to say.
I have a question for all three of you. In a pinch, do you think you could stop our ship from sending a message to the elusive man and showing him that I've turned my back on him?
Yes.
In a pinch, can you block that and regain control of the ship?
Yes, absolutely.
The ship is currently out of commission, so we could probably do whatever we wanted with it.
And did either of you figure out how the elusive man might be listening in on us?
Out of character, I believe that I did. I made the technical rolls, but I don't think we ever discussed it. But I believe that I figured that out.
You believe it's probably through Edie.
Okay.
And the problem with Edie, the problem is if you can't just shut down Edie because she, the way that they installed her onto the ship, shutting her down also shuts down like major functions on the ship, like environment functions, like
Life support.
oxygen, life support. Yes. So shutting her down is not part of the question if you guys want to survive inside the ship.
Does it shut down gun calibrations too?
It may.
I'll probably have, hopefully, the Edie, the real Edie, with us. Like, my hope is in our session I'm gonna get something like that, and we're gonna use it to get at least the old Edie back somewhat. We're gonna use that because I promised Joker.
Joker nods.
Why can't we just shut down the evil Edie now?
Because she'll
We're
send
on
out
a
a panic
planet.
signal.
We crashed on on a strange planet. Strange occurrences might happen when you with an unexpected crash.
Quinn, please. We need to do this at the last possible second so Tim doesn't know. At the last possible instant so he can't react.
Would it make a difference if we're able to successfully ruse them here? I mean, you are, like he says, you are in a strange world. Perhaps we could arrange something to make this seem like that we are attacking.
That could work.
Something.
The problem with that is it'll increase our resistance and security on the Citadel. It'll make the plan harder to achieve.
So, if we pose with people here as though we have attacked and captured you, and then go onto the ship with that, and then have someone do sneakily do that, so they would not be able to remove anything. I don't know. I'm just trying to see if I can be of any help here, because if this works out, this will save my world too from a possibility.
Why can't you just walk in and say the locals attacked us? They broke Edie. And while they're installing the new Edie, we could have Hollow lurk in the program since to install an override and a kill switch.
My fear with that is that they will just think that we have failed, and they'll send Cerberus here to investigate. And Cerberus won't take kindly to you just because you have limited technology.
We can say that we dealt with them. We could say we killed everyone, that they're already dead.
Yeah.
Dead. We've exterminated the area. Do you have a local severely damaged area around here? Like major bloodshed?
Oh, let me see here. A lot of places.
Okay, so we relocate
Take your pick.
Okay, so we give them those directions of our supposed crash site and say we exterminated the entire area to make sure that our involvement here will not mess with possible premature uplift of a pre-flight species.
Faith, Joker, Tadashi, what do you guys think about jumping the evil ED now or waiting for a surprise attack?
Well, Tadashi will say, that's not my expertise. You sciencey types would know better than I would. Joker kind of sighs and says, how close are we to getting that new ED?
I've asked Elias to get us a new ED, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
But boss, Joker says, weren't we supposed to meet up with him in Yellow? Wasn't that part of the plan? You told him about the coup, right? So...
Yeah, hopefully they'll be there.
So it looks like, against my best wishes, the majority is ruled that the Crucible is to be moved to Yellow.
And that we're going to wait to transfer the new ED. Because we don't have it yet.
There's nothing wrong with the color yellow, Nilu says.
There is plenty wrong with the color yellow. Specifically the tiny fragments of light that make up it.
Connor says, I think yellow's a fine color, as he looks towards Nilu.
Quiet, lover boy.
Thank you, Nilu says.
I think Rain would want to talk to Gwenail for a minute. Okay, real quick, she'll tell Joker the truth about Shepard and about how she got Shepard in this mess because she promised him she would answer him.
Oh, Joker's gonna be ticked at you. Joker is gonna be super ticked, and he's not gonna talk to you for a while.
Yeah, but he needs to know. And I guess real quick, she'll pull Gwenail aside outside because she wants to ask him a question that's kind of off topic, I guess. So this is the first time you're hearing all of this. And you've apparently dealt with this world-saving thing before.
Yes, I guess you could say something like that.
Am I doing the right thing?
The right thing. That's very and from much my experience. Because you always have to question so many things beyond that a single person is capable of answering. We question not only for what we think is best, but what's best for everyone that we know and what they think is best. But that's just it right there. That's what's best, not what's right.
I'm just trying to save lives. I want to do something right for once.
The decision that we made that led us to this point where I am now, I've never thought exactly what we did was the right answer. And I'll never know if there was a right answer. But I do know that we had saved lives. Yes, we had lost many. And tried to make right as best as it was intended to be for somewhere that I will never be now. Like I said, do you feel like this is one of the best decisions you can make? Because there is no right answer.
I know I can't leave Cerberus in power. I can't let more people die. I think this is the best decision I could make, is at least trying to fix it.
Taking one step and then working to fix the others is something that you can hope for. And even if it is not guaranteed for success, when you have to take one step that may sacrifice another, if it does not immediately doom that decision, then there is always still hope. If there is a chance for hope, then it can't be wrong. But I cannot say it is right. So, would you have any hope with the decision that you make? Because then you can try to rally or work together or solve the problem.
If you'd asked me a year or two ago, before all of this happened, I would have told you that there is no hope of things getting better. You just keep your head down and keep living your life, and maybe Cerberus will leave you alone. But now, at least it's something. I've got to try.
Something is something. And if you believe that chance that you can try, then that means you have hope. Let me put this as a comparison here. Together town here, but if you look in the distance there, you can see ruin over there. Something nearly wiped out, and for us, what is grand, an entire continent for what we deal with. And another world was possibly doomed. We thought we put this world into complete disarray. This, from a history that we know, that I originally came from, apparently I was to be a hero that saved all of Thedas from preventing any blight from even happening. And another world stopped the blight after it happened that would ravage all of the land that we knew. All these things were taken out, and the demon spread disease and made the world a dark, dark place. The world that we live in now. But as you can see, things are being rebuilt. The world was under its worst condition that we know of. Under oppression, fear, and destruction. But we rebuild, and I live here, happily, and I will fight every moment to make sure that everyone on this world, with my ability, can have that hope and anything close to that.
I have the unique position of being the one that caused it all, though. Isn't it vain of me to try and fix everything that I was the cause of in the first place? If things were reversed, I could have been that big demon that destroyed everything for you.
Oh my goodness, he's kind of like looking like you are more and more reminding me of someone very close to me. This person.
Yes.
It turns out the demon that caused all of this had a connection back to them, and they blamed themselves for it. But I told them that wasn't unimportant because they were trying to do something. That is what you're trying to do. It is not selfish to try to fix, and as long as you're not doing that, trying to fix that mistake selfishly, you are working with the others and figuring out a plan that benefits what everyone agrees with for the best solution.
Thanks.
Thank you, because now I know when I look up at the stars right now, I feel even tinier.
Oh, and can I guess Rain's gonna ask also, why doesn't real quick, why doesn't Archer talk?
He has no tongue. Literally.
Faith, before you guys head out, Archer himself will actually offer you something. It's like a sack of some sort, and in the sort there are a few Ferelden spices and seasonings that are native only in that land. And I knew that Faith likes to cook out of character, so you probably would be very appreciative of this. In addition to a box of the berries that he used for the fresh berries that he used for the cinnamon rolls. And very shyly, first of all, do you respond to the sack that he gives you?
She'll be a bit surprised. She'll look at it and she'll take a little sniff, see what it is, and say, "Oh, thank you."
He kind of shyly looks away and blushes. And before you leave, he takes a hold of your hand and he gives it a kiss.
Aww. She'll kind of blush a bit at this and reach over and give him a hug.
Oh, he'll return the hug.
And
He hugs you back, a very strong hug.
as a last parting gift to Maelstrom, Rain will hand Maelstrom one of her combat daggers because she figures that the steel, whatever it's made out of, is probably a fair amount stronger than the forged steel that is in Thedas. And she'll just kind of give a salute and says, "My regards and my apologies. We might meet again someday."
Much appreciated, Rain. Good luck to you on your travels.
And you.
Quinn and Salo will be able to find a way to repair the mod enough for you guys to make a few more jumps, but as I said, the mods is probably on its last legs. I don't think you can repair it back to the way it was again. I think it's probably nearing the end of its life. So I would
That's
be
probably a good idea anyway, because I think didn't Crystal Chen want Quinn to destroy the mod after all this was done?
yeah.
So that would work out anyway.
Before the session ends, I would like to make it known that Rain is either going to ask Salo, Nilu, or somebody to make Joker either like a thing that he can wear on his throat or something that'll speak for him.
You mean Archer? Why does everyone keep on fixing them two up?
Yeah, Archer.
Like a bionic tongue.
Bionic tongue or like a voice box that will read his vocal cords so he can actually speak.
You're gonna ask this of Quinn and Salo?
Quinn, Salo, Nilu, anyone techie enough to get the job done before we
I
leave.
think they might be able to come up with something.
Just give Archer his voice back.
Yeah, basically his tongue was cut off. They basically want like prosthetic. You know how people have prosthetic arms?
Yeah.
So it'll be like a prosthetic tongue instead.
Okay.
I made him a robot tongue.
A robot tongue. And Quentin can let me know later on if there's any added features that I need to know about this tongue. If it's a normal prosthetic tongue that acts as like any normal tongue would.
It gets
except that it's
Wi-Fi.
synthetic.
It'll open the windscreen of your car.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you. With that roll, you could add a few more bells and whistles, but I'll leave that up to you. Not that Faith would have any knowledge of this. So you'll find Archer, and he's working really hard. He's working on making supper, I think. So he's got a stew on the pot that he's stirring.
Hey Archer.
Archer had his back to you, and as soon as you say hey to him, he gets startled, and he almost bangs his head against one of the pots that was hanging up above him. he kind of gasps, and he turns around, and he acts a little nervous around you, and he sort of is like. He finally gets himself awkwardly and leans against the wall as cool as he can. Just leans against the wall and just waves his hand. Hi.
Smells good in here. Smells like you're making stew.
He smiles, and then he gives you a smile, and then he holds up his hand towards the ladle as if offering to let you try some.
I think she'll oblige. Okay, I'll try some. And she'll lean over and try some.
He'll give it a blow just to cool it a little bit, and then he'll feed you what's in the ladle. The ladle, it's very savory. It's creamy and savory. It's sort of like a creamy cauliflower soup with some chunks of meat in it. Very garlicky. It's quite good. It's very good. Garlicky and creamy. With a little bit of, you can taste a hint of cheese. Parmesanish like cheese in there.
She'll taste like, this is good. I had to write down a few recipes for you too. Maybe you could try some.
He smiles. And then he will actually ask if you want, he will motion towards the cutting board and sort of ask if you would like to join him in helping him cook the rest of the meal.
Sure, I think I got a little time. I can help you with it. And she'll go over and then she'll kind of look at him and say, I've got another reason for coming down here.
He looks at you funny, and you start to see that his face starts to turn red when you say that to him, and he starts to sweat a little bit.
Don't worry, it's nothing bad or anything. I was talking to a few of my friends, and I heard that you're lost your tongue, and well, I thought that maybe we can do something to help you get something back like that.
Well, when you first mentioned that he lost his tongue, he suddenly looks away, like he's ashamed or embarrassed. And then when you say that we might want to help you out with that, he slowly looks back towards you and looks into your eyes very curiously.
Well, since my friends are quite good with mechanical stuff like the person whoever runs it makes this ship fly. Well, they thought they might be able to make something like a tongue for you to help you be able to talk again.
He scratches his head, and then he points into his mouth
Yeah,
as if asking a question.
yeah, they're gonna try and make you a new tongue again so you can talk.
He thinks about it, and he seems a little unsure. If you want to try to encourage him, you can try to encourage him. Right now, he's on the fence, it looks like.
If you're a bit nervous about it, one of our crewmates is actually a doctor, so he could be able to implant it, and hopefully you won't have any very much trouble with it.
He thinks about it. He ends up lowering the heat on the stove down to a simmer, so that the soup will just go to a low simmer. Then he wipes his hands on a dish rag, and then he holds out his hand towards you as if asking you to take it.
She'll be a bit curious, but she'll take it.
And then he carefully clutches your hand, and then he will lead you out of the kitchen upstairs towards Captain Maelstrom's office, and he'll knock on the door. You hear Captain Maelstrom say, "Come in," and Archer will open the door and guide you into Maelstrom's room. Maelstrom is currently looking over a few maps on her desk, and she looks up and says, "Archer and Faith, I believe. What can I do for the two of you?" And Archer looks towards Faith and then just going as if...
She'll look at Captain Maelstrom and she'll kind of rub the back of her head a bit. I was just talking to Archer, and when I heard that he had lost his tongue, I talked to a few of my companions, and they might be able to help him be able to get a new tongue so he can talk. And I'm guessing he wants you
Really?
to know about this.
You all can do that? Captain Maelstrom asks.
Yeah. This isn't as... It's like if someone lost an arm, we could make a prosthetic arm for them, too. It's just like that. We have a doctor on board, so we could help put it in if we had to. And you could have anybody else who's a doctor help as well if you want.
Archer looks back towards Captain Maelstrom with very expectant eyes, as if he's looking for permission from the captain to let him do this. And the captain says, "That's a very tempting offer, I'm sure. I'm not totally against it. It's a very generous offer, number one. But number two, we don't really know you very well. And you're essentially still a complete stranger to us. So you asking me to put one of my very prized crew members, into what could very well be a very risky procedure, at least I'd imagine is a risky procedure, I don't know. That makes me very nervous."
I can understand that is very nervous. I'd be very nervous too if I'd had to go through something like that, but our doctor is one of the best around, at least in our universe anyway, and he'd be in very safe hands.
Yeah, the captain thinks for a moment. Then she turns towards Archer. "Archer, what do you think? This affects you directly. If you wish to go through with this, I will not stop you from this opportunity. Just know about my concern, because I don't want anything worse to happen to you." Archer thinks about it for a moment. Then he looks towards Faith, and then he looks back to the captain, and then he says... He nods and says he wants to do it. "All right," she says. "Well, Faith, you and your friends Archer's future is in your hands. You sure you know what you're getting yourself into? You sure you want to do this?" Archer nods, even more confidently this time. "All right. How long is this going to take?
It'll probably take a few hours. Including some time, including time where he'll need to recover, obviously, but it shouldn't take too long. But he'll still need a little time to recover. But it won't be that as big a deal as if he was getting a new arm or something.
All right. Archer, you're dismissed. Thank you, Faith.
No problem. And she'll leave the room with Archer, I guess.
When you guys leave the room, Archer will go over to Faith and give her a big hug, a very warm hug.
She'll smile and hug him back.
And he will follow you after he finishes serving supper for the rest of the crew. Once supper is over, you will take Archer to... This is really interesting. I never expected this to happen. Okay, so you take Archer over to the Normandy, where Tadashi will be keeping an eye on the surgery. He will help with the surgery, while Salo and Quinn, I guess, form this prosthetic tongue for him. And I already had Salo roll, so Tadashi will go through the surgery. It'll probably take a couple hours for them to fuse it in, because this is probably not necessarily Tadashi's expertise, but he still knows enough to be able to do it. Otherwise, you could have done it in a lot shorter time. And after the procedure is complete, you believe that it was a success. I don't think, unfortunately, you'll be around to see it actually work, because you probably have to leave very soon. But you believe that he'll be okay.
Okay. I guess I'll help him
Yeah.
get back onto the Tempest stream.
Yes, because probably the anesthesia is still,
Yeah.
he's still really woozy.
Yeah.
I do have a question. I've been wondering for a bit.
Okay.
What are the glowing things on your wrist that you keep on using?
It's an Omni tool. It's like a it's like a book on your wrist.
A book on your
Only-
wrist?
Only a lot of books.
A lot of books on your wrist.
Ooh.
Though it's got more uses than just having a lot of books, though that's probably
Connor says,
a
I
bit
think
complicated.
my brother is very impressed by that. He loves books.
Rain will give him one of her old models of the Omni tool.
Nice.
And she'll even show him very briefly how to use it.
Gwinnell, you now possess an Omni tool, the only one in existence in all of Thedas.
It can also scan things and tell you what it's made out of.
You probably could even mount the mirror on it.
I am putting that in my Omni tool.
Nice.
Done.
Done. The trade is completed. Nice. Okay.
And before she leaves, she's going to say one ominous thing to Gwinnell. Take care of him. And just leave.
It's like,
Now.
Gwinnell, the cute ones are always so dark, aren't they?
Did he say that to Connor?
Sure. Yeah, I said it aloud next to Connor.
Connor is probably used to you saying things like that, and he just kind of, sure, brother, sure.
Oh, I guess you're more of the bubbly type, like her then?
I figure there was probably nothing that could have come out of it. I mean, she is from a different world and all.
Nothing I would not say. The fact that this has happened. And there has been an exchange and a lot to learn here. Who knows what may happen?
Yeah. So, I guess, what are we gonna tell Empress Celine?
Oh, I have a lot of notes to try to compress to put this into something, how can I put this, palatable.
Are you gonna tell her the truth?
The truth from us. Beep, beep. Boom.
Just out of character, I do want to know, just so that I can make sure that when I start season 2, I know what Empress Celine does or does not know. how much do you actually tell her? What story? What the story does Gwenail tell Empress Celine when he reports back?
He's still formulating that, so you'll have to probably get back to me on that and stuff. But he's
Okay,
not going to be.
there's no rush.
Yeah.
But think about it while it's still fresh in your mind, and then just pop me an email, just giving me a brief. It doesn't have to be long. Just briefly, what you do or don't tell Empress Celine, just so that I have that for next season, season 2. Okay. When you get Archer back into bed, Faith, Archer will kind of go like this towards Faith, as if telling her to come closer to him.
She'll move a bit closer.
He'll wrap one arm around you as if giving you a hug. It's very weak, a lot weaker than before, but you believe it's just as genuine. And then he'll give you a peck on the cheek.
She'll hug him back, and she'll have a blush on her face at that. I'm glad it was able to
Okay.
help.
I think he'll give you one more thing, since you did this little extra stuff. He points over to the drawer next to him, as if telling you to open it.
She'll be a bit curious, so she'll open it.
You'll open it, and in there, at the very top of the drawer, you see Archer's ducky apron. He'll point to the apron, and then he'll point to you.
She'll pick it up and look at it for a moment and say, "That's sweet." And then she'll give him another hug and then I guess a peck on the cheek as a thank you.
He'll smile. And if you accept his ducky apron as a gift, it does fit you well, because you both are relatively the same size. And if you want to accept it, you can take it with you.
Okay, she will.
Okay. That's sweet. I like that.
I did too.
Just
Okay.
FYI, his new tongue can detect the percentages of spices and stuff like in things, and like
good idea.
calculate how to make stuff more palatable.
Oh.
If he makes an effort to learn another language, the tongue can learn to imitate the exact movements, so
Oh my
it
gosh.
can be fluent in the language.
Oh my gosh, that is
Oh.
amazing, Salo.
Agreed.
Oh, Archer's got to have fun with that.
Agreed.
May I also mention, Quentin, I don't know if you've been watching any of Main Squad's sessions lately, but I believe at least 3 times Main Squad has said thank you, Salo, for the spider bug. They've been saying thank you, Salo, several times.
Yeah.
So- Salo has definitely left quite an impression on the Main Squad. But, the results of that, you guys will probably find out whether it's successful or not, in Season 2 of the Dragon Age RPG campaign.
Yay.
Insert plug here.